Okay. Page 67. Accepting your good. In order to use creative visualization to create what you want in life, you must be willing and able to accept the best that life has to offer you. You're good. Thanks as it may seem, many of us have difficulty accepting the possibility of having what we want in life. This usually stem from some basic feelings of unworthiness, which we took on at a very easy age. The basic belief goes something like this: I'm really not a very good, lovable, worldwide person, so I don't deserve to have what I want. This belief is unusual mixed with other, sometimes conduct, sometimes contradictory feelings that you really are perfectly good and deserving. But if you find that you have any difficulty imagining yourself in the most wonderful possible circumstances, or that you have thoughts like I could never have that, or that couldn't possibly happen to me, it might be a good idea to take a look at your self-image. Your self-image is the way you see yourself, how you feel about yourself. It is often complex and multifaceted. To get it in touch with different aspects of your self-image, begin to ask yourself, how do I feel about myself right now? At various times throughout the day and in various different situations, just begin to notice what kinds of ideas or images you hold in mind about yourself at different times. One very interesting and revealing action to take is to get in touch with your physical image of yourself by asking, how do I look to myself right now? If you find yourself feeling awake, feeling awake, ugly, fat, skinny, too big, too small, or whatever, it may be to go to the fact that you aren't loving yourself enough to give yourself what you truly deserve. The best. It is often astounding to me to discover how many perfectly beautiful, attractive people frequently think of themselves as ugly, unworthy, undeserving. Affirmations and creative visualization are wonderful ways of creating a more positive and loving self-image. Once you get in touch with the ways in which you are not loving yourself, begin to take every opportunity to make positive, appreciative, loving statements to yourself. Notice when you are being mentally harsh or critical with yourself, and consciously being kinder and more appreciative. You will find this immediately helps you to be more loving toward others as well. Think of specific qualities that you do appreciate about yourself in the same way that you can love a good friend while clearly seeing his or her faults and shortcomings. You can love yourself for all that you truly are, while still being aware that there are ways you need to grow and develop. It feels very good to do this for yourself, and it can really work wonders in your life. Begin to tell yourself now, I am lovable, I am kind and loving, and I have great ideas to share with others. I am talented, intelligent, and creative. I am growing more and more attractive every day. I deserve the very best in life. I have a lot of offer and everyone recognize it. I love the world and world love me. I am willing to be happy and successful, or use whatever words seem appropriate and helpful to you. It is often very effective to do this type of affirmation in the second person, using your own name. For example, Susan, you are a brilliant and intelligent person. I like you very much. John, you are so warm and loving. People really appreciate that about you. This way to talking directly to yourself is especially effective because much of our negative self-image comes from being convinced in various ways at an early age by other people that we are bad, stupid, or inadequate in some way. Try to picture yourself as scary as you can and think of giving love to yourself the same way you love would or the same way you would to anyone else you care for. You might think of it as the parent in your giving love and appreciation to the child in you. Tell yourself, I love you. You are a very beautiful person. I appreciate your sensitivity and honesty. Creative visualization is a great way to work on any physical problems you may feel you have. For example, if you feel you are overweight, you could use to approach simultaneously. 1. Thought affirmations and loving energy. Start learning to love and appreciate yourself more as you already are. 2. Those creative visualization and affirmations. Start imagining yourself as you want to be, fit, healthy, and happy. These techniques can be extremely effective in making real change. This same to technique hold true for working on any aspect yourself with which you are not satisfied. Remember, you are a new person at every new moment. Every day is a new day, and each one is an opportunity to realize the wonderful, loving, and lovable person you truly are. In addition to improving your self-image, it is valuable to repeat affirmations about opening up to and accepting the goodness of the universe. For example, I am open to receiving the blessing of this abundant universe. Everything good is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Any words you want to be substituted for everything good, such as love, prosperity, creativity, and loving relationship. I accept my good, which is flowing to me here and now. I deserve the best, and the best is coming to me now. The more I receive, the more I have to give. Here is a meditation you can do to improve your self-esteem and increase your capacity to handle the love and energy that the universe is ready and eager to send in your direction. Self-appreciation meditation. Imagine yourself in some everyday situation and picture someone, maybe someone you know, or a stranger, looking at you with great love and admiration and telling you something they really like about you. Now, picture a few more people coming up and agreeing that you are a very wonderful person. If this embarrasses you, stick with it. Imagine more and more people arriving and glancing at you with tremendous love and respect in their eyes. Picture yourself in a parade or on a stage with tongues of cheering, applauding people or laughing and appreciating you. Hear their applause lingering in your ears. Stand up and take a bow and thank them for their support and appreciation. Here are some affirmations for self-appreciation. I love and accept myself completely as I am. I don't have to try to please anyone else. I like myself and that's what counts. I am highly praising to myself in the presence of other people. I express myself freely, fully, and easily. I am a powerful, loving, and creative being. Outpouring. Another key principle is that of giving or outpouring. The universe is made of pure energy, the nature of which is to move and flow. The nature of life is contraction, constant flux. When we understand this, we turn into this rhythm and we are able to give and receive freely, knowing that we never really lose anything, but constantly gain. Once we begin to learn to accept the goodness of the universe, we naturally want to share it as well, realizing that as we giving out of our energy, we make space for more to flow into us. When those insecurity, fear, and a feeling that there isn't enough, we try to hold on to or cling to what we have, we begin to cut off this wonderful flow of energy in the process of hanging on what we have. We fail to keep the energy moving and we don't make space for new energy to come to us. Energy takes my Energy takes many forms such as love, affection, appreciation, and recognition. Material possession, money, and friendship, in principle, apply equally to all these forms. If you look around you at those who are most unhappy, you'll often find that they are people who have starved, feeling in some way, and are therefore taking a very gasping posture toward life. They feel that life in general and other people in particular are not giving them what they need. It is as if they have a staying hold on life, trying desperately to bring out the love and satisfaction they crave. Yet, actually shocking of the surprise, and many of us have a return of this tendency. When we find that peace within ourselves that is giving, we begin to reserve the flow. To giving happens not from a space of sacrifice or self-righteousness. self righteousness or an idea of spirituality, but for the pure pleasure of it, because it's fun. It can only come from a full loving place. We each have an infinite supply of love and happiness within us. We have been accustomed to thinking that we have to get something from outside of us in order to be happy. But it works the other way, we must learn to contract our inner source of happiness and satisfaction and flow it outward to share with others. Not because it is virtuous to do so, but because it feels really good. Once we turn into it, we just naturally want to share it because what is the essential nature of love, and we are loving begins. As we outflow our loving energy, we make room for more to flow into us. We soon discover that this process feels so good in itself. We just want to do it more and more, and the more you share of yourself from this space, the more you seem to get from the world. Because of the outflow inflow principle, nature abhors a vacuum. So as you outflow, you create space in which something must flow. Giving becomes its only reward. When we fully understand and live this principle, we have manifested our innately loving nature. You will find that as you use creative visualization, the more basically giving orientation you have to life, the easier it will be to fulfill your dreams. But remember always that you can continue to give unless you are equally open to receiving. And that giving also means giving to yourself. When it comes to outpouring, practice makes perfect. You must consciously practice it in order to get the experience of how good it feels. Here are some exercises in outflow you can try it. And you can try if you need some expansion in this area. Sorry, in the entropy page. Okay. First, make a point to express more appreciation to others in as many ways as you can think of. Sit down right now and make a list of people whom you would like to outflow love and appreciation, and think of a way you can do so each one within the next week. Outflow can take the form of words, touching, a gift, a phone call, a letter, money, any share of talent, and makes another person feel good. Choose something that makes you feel especially good too, even if it's a little more difficult for you. Practice speaking more words of thanks, appreciation, and admiration to people when you feel like it. It was kind of you to help. I want you to know that I appreciate that. Your eyes were shining and beautiful as you said that, and it made me feel good to see you. It's okay to say these things even if you feel a little embarrassed. 2. Go to your personal possession and find items you don't really want or don't use very often, and give them to others who will appreciate them more. 3. If you are a person who tries to spend as little money as possible and always hunt for a bargain, try spending a little money each day unnecessary, but buy the product that costs a few cents more instead or less. Of less. Treat yourself to a little something extra. Pay for a friend's coffee or donate money to a good cause. Even a small action of this sort is a visible demonstration to yourself that you have faith in the abundant that you have been affirming. Actions speak as loud as words in this course. Okay. 4. Tight หรืออ่านว่าทิศ tight มากกว่า tight your income. Tithing is the practice of giving a percentage of your income to a church, spiritual organization, or any group of people that you feel is making a worthwhile contribution in the world. It is a way of supporting that entity, and at the same time acknowledging that all you receive come from the universe or God or spirit, and therefore you give a token back to the universal source. It doesn't matter what the percentage is even taking. Just 1% of your income will give you a continuous experience of outpouring. 5. Be creative. Think of other ways to outflow your energy into the universe for the good of yourself and other. Right? Page 78. Healing. Creative visualization is one of the most important tools we have for creating and maintaining good health. One of the basic principles of holistic health is that we cannot separate our physical health from our emotional, mental, and spiritual state of being. All levels are interconnected, and state of this health in the body is always a reflection of conflict, tension, anxiety, or disharmony on other levels of being as well. So when we have physical disorder, it is inevitable inevitably as message for us to look deeply into our emotional and intuitive feeling, our thoughts and attitude, to see what we can do to restore natural harmony and balance to our beings. We must turn in and listen to the inner process. There is constant communication between mind and body. The body perceives the physical universe and sends message to the mind about it. The mind interprets the perceptions according to its own individual past experience and its belief system, and signals the body to react in a way which it feels is appropriate. If the mind's belief system on a conscious or unconscious level says that it is appropriate or inevitable to get sick in a certain situation, it will signal the body accordingly, and the body will obligingly manifest symptoms of illness. It will in fact become ill. I think not. So the whole process is closely tied in with our deepest concept and idea about ourselves, life, and the nature of disease and health. Creative visualization refers to the way in which we communicate from our mind to our body. It is the process of forming images and thoughts in our minds, consciously or unconsciously, and then transmitting them to our bodies as signals or commands. Conscious creative visualization is the process of creating positive thoughts and images to communicate with our body in place of negative, constructive, illegally sickening ones, helping ourselves. People get sick because they believe on an inner level that illness is an appropriate or inevitable response to some situation or circumstance because it in some way seems to solve a problem for them or get something that they need or because it is a solution to some unresolved and unbearable inner conflict. Some examples of these are the person who becomes ill because he has been exposed to a communicable disease and thus believes it is inevitable or highly likely. The person who dies of the same disease, a parent or other member of her family had, because she has unconsciously programmed herself to follow the same pattern. The person who gets sick or has an accident in order to get out of work, either there's something he can't confront at work, or he won't allow himself the necessary relaxation and quiet time unless he is sick. The person who gets sick in order to get love and attention. This was how she was able to get her parents' love as a child. As child. The person who represses his feelings all his life and eventually dies of cancer. He cannot resolve of conflicts between the pressure of his soared up emotions and the belief that it's not okay for him to express those emotions. So he eventually kills himself as a solution. I do not mean to imply by this example that I believe all illness is a simple problem with a path explanation as with all our problems. There are often many complex factors. I do intend to illustrate the fact that illness is a result of emotional, mental, and spiritual factors as well as physical ones, and that illness may be an attempt to find a solution to a problem we are having inside ourselves or in our lives. If we are willing to recognize and look deeply into our feelings and beliefs, we can often find healing on all levels. The natural outgrowth of this point of view is more constructive attitude about illness, rather than thinking of illness as you inevitable disaster or unavoidable misfortune. We think of it as a powerful and useful message. If we are suffering physically in some way, it is a message that there is something to be looked at within our consciousness, something to be recognized, acknowledged, and held. Often the message of illness is to be quieter and spend some time just being in contact with our inner selves. Illness often forces us to relax, let go of all our bias and everything and drop into a deep, quiet level of consciousness where we are receive the nourishing energy that we need. The fundamental healing always comes from within, even though we may also require external treatment. When we arouse ourselves quietness and inner contact regularly, we may no longer need to get sick in order for our inner selves to get our attention. Illness and accidents are often messages that our concept needs changing or some inner problem needs to be resolved. Get as quiet as you can, listen for your inner voice and ask what the message is or what it is that you need to understand in this situation. You may be able to accomplish this alone, or in some cases you may need a counselor, therapy, friends, or healer to assist you, support you. Oh, very long chapter. It's important to understand that you are not guilty or to blame or to blame for any illness or physical problem you may have. Your sickness is not an indication that you are an unconscious person. Instead, think of it as an important part of your evolutionary journey, a gift that can help you learn and grow. Creative visualization can be an effective tool for healing because it goes tied to one source of the problem, your own mental concepts and images. Begin to picture yourself and affirm to yourself that you are in good health. See your problem as completely healed and cool. There are many different approaches that can be taken on many different levels. You need to find that particular type of affirmations and image that work best for you. I've given some suggestions in part 3 of this book, and you can find authors in the recommended resource section. Of course, preventative medicine is always the best. If you have no health problem, so much the better. Simply affirm and visualize that you will always remain healthy and vital. That way you may never have to worry about healing yourself. If you already have health problems, it will be comforting to know that many miraculous cures are being accomplished every day, even for very serious illness, such as cancer, arthritis, and hair and heart disease. Though the use of various forms of creative visualization